The resident electoral commissioner in charge of Kogi State election, Gabriel Longpet, will be briefing the press on the preparedness of the commission to conduct the Kogi off-cycle election for Saturday. The commissioner will be updating the public on what the commission has done so far and what is still remaining. On Thursday, the commissioner, in the company of the Deputy Inspector General of Police in the state with other principal staff officers of the commission, inspected the distribution of both sensitive and non-sensitive materials that will be used for the election. And now let's cross live to Kogi State for this briefing, a view of the elections coming up tomorrow.
Those results in those areas. So that's the guarantee. Yes, like I've just explained, just this morning I was on one of the national television programs, and while we are doing the transmission, the thing went off. And that you cannot guarantee technical things that happen. Technicalities might come. Technical things will happen with our devices, where you might not have it like in terms of the click of the finger and it goes straight. Sometimes when you transmit it, when you send, because of the delay in the network that you are using, it might not appear immediately. But as soon as the network improves, it will go. And that is what we expect, that there should be no delay, either 5-6 hours before the results are put on. Yes, we expect if there is any delay at all in terms of the network for those things to be transmitted, it should not be more than 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, no, we mean generally in the state. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Makwari from the INEC in Abuja. I do believe that if there is any practice done at the local level, the solution center, local government, and so what are you doing to make sure that those levels, transparency is impact, and the results are well guided, so I don't tamper with them at the local level before they get to the state.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, to a large extent, the arrangement we have made and always followed is the fact that there are security personnel posted to each polling unit. We are going to have, in the regular scheme of things, we are supposed to have up to 3 security men at the polling unit. In addition to party agents, each political party is supposed to have its agent at that polling unit. After the conclusion of voting and recording of votes and scores, where they sign, each political party agent is supposed to have a copy of the results from that polling unit. It is an expectation that such a political party agent must hold there to that duplicate result sheet to be able to pass that back to their party as their own record to help them in compiling their own figures as well. Yes, in the past, we have often had situations where our officials are intercepted on their way back to the collation center. And that is one of the reasons why the transmission from the polling unit back to the airport portal at the collation center becomes very relevant. So in the event of any result being brought to the collation center by a presiding officer that differs from the one that has been transmitted to the portal, then that is when the collation officer will need to interrogate that, call the party agents, compare their own scores on their sheet with the one that the presiding officer is bringing back for collation. So we do not anticipate that this will happen. In terms of staff who then go to do their own thing, as I said from the beginning here, that every staff is responsible for his or her own action. The Electoral Act provides for the prosecution of anybody, staff or citizen out there, that interferes with the process to be prosecuted. So anywhere we find such things happening, then such ad hoc staff, whatever category of ad hoc staff or staff of INEC, will be held accountable for their actions.
Thank you, sir. You are the publisher reporters. Please, may I know what arrangement is the commission making for people with disabilities on this all important assignment?
Okay, in terms of provision for people living with disability, we have a framework, a voting framework. Over the years, I think INEC has developed ways of including people, and that's why we now have the Gender and Inclusivity Department in the Commission. In the course of preparation for this election, we've involved people with disabilities as part of the trainers, because we are introducing the Braille ballot jackets. The Braille ballot jacket is supposed to be used by visually impaired individuals. And people who can read Braille. So the Braille jacket contains the names of all the political parties. So when we have somebody who is visually impaired comes as a voter, after accreditation, he or she will be given the Braille jacket in addition to the ballot paper, where it is inserted into the Braille jacket, and he or she who can read Braille can follow and understand which, and goes right up to the symbol of the party he or she wants to vote for. Then press his finger on it, draws out the ballot, and thumbprints accordingly. For those who cannot read Braille, when they arrive at the polling unit, the guideline is that people with disability, nursing mothers, pregnant mothers, and the elderly are given priority in terms of accreditation and voting. They will be able to vote. We've also made it in such a way that those of them who have mobility issues, who use wheelchairs and other mobility aids, where they can reach either the ballot box easily to be able to cast their vote, and where they are not able to, one of the APUs, the assistant presiding officers, will bring the ballot box to them in the presence of everybody so that they can cast their vote and then be able to go. So to a large extent, we have done that. And doing that, teaching the APUs on how to use the breast jacket, we employed the service of somebody living with disability who is visually impaired as well, who then went and taught and facilitated that with our ad hoc staff during the course of the training.
Thank you very much, sir. And for people with albinism, there is magnified glasses provided for them.
For people with albinos, we have provided magnifying glass for all. Before now, we had already done a mapping of the presence of the category of disability each local government has. So we have provided equal number of aids, voting aids, to these various local government and wards in relation to the mapping that we've done, where there are a concentration of the nature of disability. Is it physical disability? Is it albinism? Is it visual impairment? We've all done that, and our distribution of materials reflected that as well.
Thank you very much. For people with hearing impairment, there is easy strategy that gives them instruction they couldn't read it, without even seeking for anyone to understand. To be able to work feelingly. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You see, it's not for me to go and stand out there and begin to look out for. That is why the commission decided to include ICPC and EFCC as part of our ISES committee. It is their role is to detect, investigate, and look out for where these things are happening. You know, it is not, and that is one, to avoid that, one of the reasons why we want to stop that is the prohibition. Nobody is allowed to carry his mobile phone to the voting cubicle. You are not allowed to, because people are very clever.
And that was the Resident Electoral Commission for INEC in a press briefing in view of the upcoming elections for tomorrow. Just to reiterate some of the key points of what he mentioned, he talked about Electoral Acts providing for prosecution of those defaulting ad hoc staff members for INEC conducting the election. He also mentioned that INEC has included provisions for people with disability by provisions of wheelchairs for them to aid them voting in the upcoming election. Also for trainers for Braille ballot jackets to enable those visually impaired partake in the election. Also to mention, he talked about those that are living with albinism will be provided with magnifying glasses just to help them in their aid to vote appropriately for the election.